Hello everybody and welcome back. All right, so we are looking at the Radiooddity is what we are looking at. This is a QT40 we're going to be doing a review on. And first of all, I wanted to go through here as far as with the programming, kind of show you. I downloaded the information, which actually went really well as far as on the Radiooddity page. Once I found how to navigate their system. So you do have to download your driver, and you do have to download the driver for the cord as well. So once we did that, what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to the top corner. We're going to hit this little thing. Looks like a computer. And what that's going to do is that's going to let us go ahead and read from the radio itself. So we currently have the radio on right at the moment. And it actually comes up and says PC on the front of the radio. I'll go ahead and try to stick a picture in there as well whenever we go through all this. Right now, since we're doing the download, and I've got the camera set up to where it will pick up the screen fairly decent. I just wanted to go ahead and kind of stop where we're at, or excuse me, not stop, but keep going where we're at. Okay, so once it finishes the download from the read of the radio, we'll just hit OK here. And this is the first box that pops up, which is your selected CBHF. So it has all the different frequencies here and different drop boxes. You know, since we've already done the conversion on the inside, which is super easy. It's one of the easiest ones I've seen in a very long time. We're actually going to leave everything just the way it is from the factory once you do the conversion inside, which is great. So, you know, band HF. I mean, you can, you know, I've not played with all the different functions and features about this, but overall, like I said, I'm pretty pleased with how easy the software itself is to use. More channel information. So some of them I'm not sure exactly what they are. The mouse froze up here because we've got RxCDT off, which I'm assuming that this is a timer. As far as that goes, now this I am familiar with, which is your CTC, SS, and DCS, which is tones. So I'm pretty impressed because you can actually go in here if you want to turn them on, which right now we're going to leave them in the off position. But you can actually do a positive shift or a negative shift if you want. Public, on and off. I don't think these are available here. Yeah, they're not available. So, you know, certain things based on the radio is what's available or not available. Now, what's kind of neat is you can actually go down here. I've got a couple of flies in here, so bear with me. You can actually click on this. And we're going to drag this over here. This is for the weather. Optional features. So we'll put that up here. And Roger beep. That way we can open up all the screens at the same time. So we're going to put this down here for the Roger beep. Let's see here, optional features. And the weather channels way over here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got all 4 screens actually opened up at the same time. The one that we're not going to worry about using, because like I said, it's pretty straightforward, and I know if we leave this alone, everything's going to function just fine, and we're not going to get any channels all screwed up or whatever, because you can actually change a few things as far as how the layout of the channels are. But I'll let the end users do that stuff, because that can kind of get messy if you start playing with those too much. So, and unfortunately my mouse is wanting to be a pain here. So we'll move that up here. All right, so let's start here with the beep. So now right now, this thing has up to 8 Roger beep tones. Now I don't know, as far as on the transmit, I've not noticed that, but you can change the length of the duration on the beep. Right now, we've got from the factory, let's see here, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. Those are all null and void, which I'm sure that has to do with another radio, because they've only got 8 that's actually coming up. So here we've got the sixth and 7th tone. They're set up at none. Let's see here. Oh, 6th tone, none. 5th tone. I don't know. I think you can actually turn that off as well. Now you can scroll all the way up here. So they set all these at 2100 from the factory. And I know it gets kind of annoying if you have too many Roger beeps. So 3rd. So we're just going to use 2. And from what I can tell, that actually adjusts the tone that you actually have as far as on the 7th tone. Okay. So as you can see, we're basically shutting these off. And that's what these red bars that were down here, that's what they were representing. So now that we've just got the 1st tone, just a simple little beep. Let's change this. I'm going to take it down to about 1600 so that it's a lower tone. It's easier on the ears. Well, let's go just a little lower. Let's go down here to 1200. So, okay. Now let's try 800. Okay. There we go. All right, so we'll just leave the 2 tones here, which is going to be the 1st and 3rd. Turn that down just a little bit too. Okay. All right, so we'll leave that. Close that. Okay, so you can actually select what channel you want to monitor as far as on options. So monitoring, let's do a common 19. Weather squelch level, we'll leave that factory at 5. Timeout timer is at 180. Okay, and then the public, come on, mouse. All right, so on the public, this is what actually everybody hears instead of what we hear. So you've got your Roger beep if you want to turn it on and off. You can turn on 1 through 5, it looks like, so we're going to leave that in the off position. So that's one of the few things that I don't like, is the fact that you have to go in here and you have to program everything. And then if you want to change it, you can't change the Roger beep on and off, for example, based on what you want on the front of the radio. You actually have to go into the menu to do this. So that's one of the disadvantages that I've seen. It does have a cool feature here. It says battery voltage protect. So 9 volts. We're going to change that. We're going to go up to 9.6. And voltage here max. It'll go into protection on that. So we're going to go 16.5. So we're going to raise the lower and lower the high end. Vox level, we're going to leave those off. Okay. Echo, now you can actually adjust this on the front of the radio. It's a little unusual on how to do that, but you can do that. Finish step, 5K, beep 3, weather alert. Does have a dimmer feature, so you can go 1, 2, or 3. Okay. So we'll leave that back to the factory. And then your weather channel. I really don't recommend changing any of this. I mean, you know, everything's pretty standard on that. It's kind of cool that they've got the availability of adding extras at a later date, but you know, you definitely want to leave your frequencies alone here, which I don't know if they'll let us change it or not. Yep. Okay, so it is possible to actually change the frequency here that you're monitoring for the weather. Wide gives you wide or narrow, which we want to leave everything on wide, so we've got that option. All right, so program. Okay, so let's hit save. Open new communication port, COM3. Write to radio. See, write data to radio. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we do that. Otherwise, all the things that we just did isn't going to take. So. Okay, write data completed. All right, so let's pull this back up. Let's see if it took. I'm going to pull it up and see what the radio says itself. So we know we didn't mess with that part of it, so we'll close that. So let's start with the Roger beeps. Yep. Okay, great. So it did go ahead and write it. So we can close that, or we should be able to go ahead and just leave that up and hit write to the radio. So before you exit out of the screen, make sure you hit write to radio once you have made your changes. You know, options, monitor, that's what we set it to a while ago. Okay, so great. All the information that we just put in there is as it should be. All right, so let's exit out of this, and then we will go over here and take a look at the radio. So before we do that, let's go here. I want to apologize here. I'll try to get a good shot there. All right, so as you can see, we're still hooked up to the PC because it actually comes up and says PC right here. So all the changes that we did make are right here. Now, one of the things with the program that I noticed was, you know, it will let you go ahead and make changes to your features. However, what it will not let you do is go into the service manual. You know, I've tried contacting Radiooddity Direct to see whether or not we can go ahead and get the program to where we can go ahead and make some changes based on the service menu. But we'll get into that here in just a moment. Okay, back on the Radiooddity QT 40. All right, so I'm going to turn on the other microphone here. I can set a small little microphone over here by the factory speakers so you can kind of hear. All right, so now we're still hooked up to the PC, and I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the cable on this, and then we're going to play with some of the features in it here. Okay, so let's get the cable out of the way. All right. So now that we've got the cable off, what we're going to do is we're going to turn it off. We're going to turn it back on. And it does have a delay, which is common. So it's going to revert back to channel 9 after the programming. Okay. So the receive itself, I'm pretty pleased with the receive itself. It's actually got a really good sound to it overall, especially out of the stock speaker. So, I mean, we've got our normal noise blanker, which that actually does work pretty good. Now we do have a little more trash in there even at night, because I've tried it even in the evenings as far as hooked up to the antenna. But the RF gain, you can back it off a little bit, and it's actually not super sensitive. So you can actually back it way down at a little at a time. But I do like the knobs themselves. They're actually a very ergonomical knob. They're a little different style, but they're very comfortable. Now you have two different squelches. You have your common squelch, and it doesn't show you this. And at first I thought the radio was broke when I first hook it up, because it's actually got, here, we'll get off of there. All right, so it's got a auto squelch on it. If you go all the way down, you'll go into the auto squelch. You can hear it before it breaks. So, kind of a neat feature. I know that they work great on as far as on the presidential radios. I just wish that they would have denoted that down here in the corner. So let's get this facing a little bit better where you can see everything. So it does say off, but like I said, it doesn't tell you that it has an auto squelch feature. So that was one of the things that I found kind of disappointing. You do have your clarifier here that will allow you to move off frequency. Or excuse me, no, that's RF gain, I'm sorry. So you've got a fine tune for your clarifier, which is what this center knob is. The back one is for your RF gain. Your common switch here for your PA, FM, AM, upper and lower sideband. And kind of like the old Galaxy radios, this goes A through F, and you got a high-low band. So for the frequencies that we're currently using, we're going to use on the D band and the lower channels. All right, so now you've got mic gain and you've got an RF power. Now the RF power is denoted right here. You can actually see it's turning that up and down, and you can actually find that, I believe, in the menu as well. So we can turn it all the way down to 1 if we want, and then it'll come back. You get your mic gain. And now this one's kind of unusual because it's actually got an indent at 12 o'clock for your mic gain. So I'm kind of surprised that's not something I've seen on a radio before. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just something different. So we're going to turn mic gain wide open on that. All right, so monitoring. We're going to start here. Actually, let's start here. So we've already talked about the noise blanker. So the NRC. So you have on, and I believe this is for a sideband filter is what this is. And you can adjust that somewhat. I think you have to key it. Yeah. So you have to key the microphone, which I'm just using my bench mic. So that's part of the trick here too. So we'll leave it there, and we'll go back to the off. It's one of those where somebody's going to have time and really play with that and just kind of give me some feedback as well. We do have our 10K shift, which is here. And then if you want monitoring, which that means that you're monitoring, you're going to be shutting that off in order to go ahead and use the 10 kilohertz. So if you need to use that for some of the off channels, you're just not going to have talkback. So you're monitoring, which I did adjust that down, I think. Hello, check 1 2 1 2. I'm not sure if I like the sound of it. Hello, check 1 2 1 2 audio, and that is with the echo off. Hello, audio check check audio check 1 2 1 2. It does change slightly whenever you turn the RF power up, not a lot. Hello, audio check check audio. All right, so I turned that actually down in the program as well because it was so loud that it was just very, very annoying. But it kind of has a Hall effect. Hello, check 1 2. It's clean, but it just has a very off sound to me. Hello, check 1 2 1 2. Okay. So echo. Let's turn the echo on, and we'll also set the monitor so we can hear that as well. Hello, check 1 2 1 2. Check 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 audio test 1 2. Check check. It does have a very clean sounding echo. Hello, 1 2. Okay. And then the echo, if you want to set it, you're going to turn it down to set. And key your microphone. So we're at 19. Audio, check 1 2 1 2 audio. Audio, audio. Now, when you go down to set, you're going to have two settings, EL and ET. So one is your delay, and then one is your timer. The other one was the delay that we were on. The T, it's easy to remember T for timer. So we'll key it up. Let's go the opposite way here. Okay, and we'll turn it all the way wide open and see what it does. Hello, audio, audio, audio. Let's go to 15 here. And we'll put a 5 there. Hello, audio. Check 1 2 1 2. Okay. Well, let's go 12. Hello, check 1 2 1 2 audio check. Check audio. Test 1 2 radio. Okay. So enough with that. Obviously, the band select, we know that that's going to go for another set of A through F. So what is it? 6 bands? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Yeah. So you got 6 uppers, 6 lowers. So a total of 12 different bands that's available just by going up or down. Then you go into your WX.
Partly sunny. The temperature was 56 degrees, the dew point 36, and the relative humidity 47%. The wind was variable at 5 miles an hour. The barometric pressure was 30.02 inches and falling. Nearby, it was partly sunny with a temperature of...
So the weather band works good. So let's go over here and let's look at some numbers. Now this is where I'm kind of disappointed with the radio. Like I said, it's a nice clean radio. It's got a few things. Like I said, I wished you could manually turn the beeps on and off from the face of it, but unfortunately that is not an option. Meters in here good. All right, so let's start with all the way down. All right. So all the way down, what is it? About a watt and a half. Yeah, about a watt and a half dead key as far as all the way down. Hello, audio. Audio. Let's turn that monitoring off. So you can see we have no RMS on the low end as far as forward modulated RMS. PEP on a 50 watt scale. Hello, audio. Audio. About 4 watts. So powerhouse. All right. So let's bring this up to about a 5 watt carrier. Hello, audio. 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 So about 8 watt. Let's see. Well, about 18 watts. PEP. Audio. And about 6 on the RMS. All right. Now this is on the AM side that we're using this on. I think I thought 10 was top end. Okay, so it's 12 on the top end. Audio check, check, audio. Audio. Hello, check, 1, 2, audio. So, it will do about 50 PEP out of the box. But there's no real forward RMS. Audio. So about 13. So you got about 2 watts of forward movement on that. Let's turn the other microphone off so you guys don't have to hear the static. All right, so let's go over here to FM. I'm going to flip this in average. I turn this around because all the way up it's going to peg the 25 watt scale. So we've got about 38 watts for the high end for the FM. We can dial it back down all the way down to about 1 watt. So great linearity as far as on the FM. Go over here on sideband. We're going to try that out here with the power all the way down. Hello, audio. Audio. All right, so very little. Let's go over here on 28. Or excuse me, 38. Hello, 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 audio.
Radio 189.
Audio. Audio check, check. Audio. Audio. So just a little over 35 on the PEP. We'll go over to the average, which is what we're going to use. Audio. 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 So about 10. CQ, CQ, CQDX, CQDX 006 Indiana trying.
I got you in the logbook as usual. And, you just save some of them flowers for yourself. You're doing a great job. Your modulation is right on the money, the frequency, everything. So whatever you're doing, don't fix it. But there's a lot of them out there, and they all want to play their 266. So my friend, the 266, God bless. May the good Lord look after you, your family, and may they all be close and healthy. Your friend, the 555, the underdog, Northern California, Sacramento, will be on the side copying them out. Take care, my friend. Pleasure's all on my end.
Hey, 555. Hey, 555. This is 006 Indiana. 555. This is 006 Indiana. We're trying. All right. CQ, CQ, CQDX, CQDX 006 Indiana trying. Hey, 126, 126, this is 006 Indiana trying. So the clarifier seems to be working well. Delta Land, Canada calling. Be 006 Indiana. We're going to try for you there. Hey, Canada, we're going to try for you. Be 006 Indiana. All right, so it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to make any DX contact without a little more power than what this is putting out. But anyways, like I said, overall, like I said, a pretty nice radio. Very easy to go through as far as with the programming. Unlike what I've had issues with on the Strikers before, trying to program them. So I am happy with the way they've got the programming set up. I really wish that you could adjust the echo at the same time as you could hear it as far as on the talkback. That's probably one of the only things that is a little annoying, is if you do use echo, it's not something that you can adjust on the fly and be able to monitor so that you can find that right setting. So you have to kind of play with it as far as up and down to get exactly what you want. Overall, most of the functions are easy to work with, but I wish it had a few more things available right here after the programming. That and the fact that the tune-up, there's not really any information available for us to be able to open up the modulation on these. So, that's probably the one thing that I would say is a fail or major fail on this radio, is the availability of information. But otherwise, I'm happy with the radio as a whole. Like I said, a nice clean look. It is based off of a very similar chassis as far as like the Striker 655, only without the extra finals. So, like I said, I could see us getting a 50, 60 watt radio and a little bit more RMS if we could get into the programming for it. But otherwise, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully it'll help somebody else out as far as with the overall either purchase or maybe wanting something a little different. Like I said, I do like the fact that they changed the knobs. Like I said, knobs are still going to be knobs, but these have got a really nice feel to them, and they've got a nice look. So, all right, so let's go back here. Go up here to the 28, which is what we monitor most of the time here in the shack. So, okay, so overall, with this radio, like I said, beautiful look. Very clean look. That's one of the things that I do like about it. But the availability of being able to adjust things while you're on the go, that kind of is a fail to me. That's probably the biggest thing that I've got against the radio as far as that, and the fact that there is a lack of information to be able to get into the service manual, or the service programming, to be able to make some of the other necessary changes to make this radio better. So at this time, I would rate this at about a C or a C minus, just because of that reason alone. Otherwise, like I said, I do like the receive on it. That's probably one of the biggest things that I've got to give it, is it's got a great receiver, very clean, noise blanker works great. But otherwise, as far as being able to adjust your talkback and your echo on the go, it makes it a fail to me. So, All right, guys. Hopefully this video helps somebody else out. If you would, please hit the like and subscribe button here on YouTube and check us out on Patreon. We'd love to have you over there.